past is history.
Robert, you heard Thurman's coming back on January? January next year.
Thurman is?
Yeah.
Tournament?
Thurman.
Oh, Thurman.
Pete Thurman.
Where's the win gonna be?
Aquí a la izquierda, allá adelantito.
What do you think about Thurman's return? And he's coming off an injury, got married,
That's
all that.
right, huh? Thurman, boy, he's a hell of a fighter. He's the champion. He beat Danny Garcia, beat Porter also, right?
Yeah.
He's had some good wins.
Yeah.
Great fighter.
Well,
very talented.
What kind of opponent would you suggest or advise for a fighter coming off an injury?
Any of those welterweights out there, man. We want to see the big fights, the huge fights.
Yeah.
I think he can compete against anybody of those, any of those top welterweights out there.
Coming off the injury, he doesn't have to be a little more cautious on his just that return, just to get it going again. Or
sometimes fighters, stay out for a year, 2 years, and they come back strong. I think he's talented to come back. If his injury is good now, then why would he worry about it?
Yeah.
He should be fine.
Jesse Vargas is the one that's being mentioned.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
LA Times mentioned him. They said he might be the possible opponent for January. What would you think of that style, that matchup?
It's an interesting fight. What's his name? Jesse. Jesse's a good fighter, very talented, a smart fighter. So I think it'll make a good fight.
Would you say Thurman is the best 147 right now at the moment?
I'd have to say Spence.
Yeah, Spence.
And now that Terence Crawford's there, Terence Crawford, Spence are probably the top two. That's my opinion. That's what I think. Even though Crawford hasn't fought in that division, but if he already is going to become a welterweight, I pick him to be a top welterweight.
Is there anyone out there that can carry on the pay-per-view platform? I know Canelo's kind of the pay-per-view star right now, but it's not as big as...
Canelo's a man, but I think, not because he's my brother, but I think Mikey could do it. I think Mikey could do it. The right fights are there. I think little by little, he might be... he could be the... he could carry pay-per-view. I think so. There's a lot of big fights out there for Mike, especially if he goes to 140 and then 147. I think those fights are there. Even at 135, there's some big fights that could probably lead to that pay-per-view.
Is that even important right now in boxing? Because the pay-per-view platform, because I know it's not doing as good as it was when Mayweather and Pacquiao were in top.
I think the reason is probably because it's just a lot more money. The money's makes a difference. When you have fighters fighting on pay-per-view than just on regular HBO or Showtime, they do make 2-3 times more money than what they would make on regular HBO or Showtime. So that could be a big difference. Plus, every time you mention pay-per-view, it already sounds big. It already just the word itself makes it seem like like you're really that big of a person, an athlete. So it's good to say, you're starting to headline pay-per-views.